Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out a game called 10 Million. I just happened to find out about this one just the other day. It's going to be a few days from when I found out about it to when this actually shows up on the channel. But I actually previewed this because my buddy Northern Lion was playing it on his live stream and I showed up and I was like, what is this thing? It looks awesome. And it turns out it's a match 3 style RPG hybrid with some very interesting gameplay, and I really thought it would be worth playing, so I actually bought it on the spot. In fact, I bought it twice, because later that night I was also looking for an iOS game that looked fun, and hey, I figured, well, this one looks great, so why not get it for my phone as well? So now I have to play through this game twice, which is, I made it sound like a bad thing, but it actually sounds like a fun thing. So let's actually start it up, because it's kind of a hard game to describe. Alright, so we gotta wake up our little guy here. You may have noticed freedom is 10 million if you were wondering what the point of this number was. I guess we've got to accumulate that much of a score before we can do anything. So, he was asleep. I guess he's in a dungeon. Room needs repair. So I've got to start accruing wood and rock, some sort of resources here. And it's kind of incredible because even though I watched Northern Lion play this for a good 15-20 minutes, I still have very little idea what I'm doing. I mean, I get the basic concept, but like having not actually tried it yet, it's still kind of new to me. So we're gonna learn to play. That sounds like a good idea. I think it's actually way simpler than I'm probably making it out to seem. So slide to create a match. We want to match up 3 swords in a row, and I think if you get more than 3, then you get bonus numbers. So where are there matches for swords? I don't even see any. Oh, there. You may know I have a bit of an affinity for match 3 games. If you've watched this channel a bit, I'm going to grab some keys for whatever reason. I'm actually a pretty big Bejeweled fan. And match staves to perform a magical attack, match backpacks to kill monsters, find items. Okay, I do like finding items. So this seems like it's got all the things I like about indie games. It's got a retro aesthetic, it's got some addictive gameplay. Great music, and it sounds like it's really addictive from what I've seen. Match keys to open chests and doors. Chests contain golden items. So we're just getting the briefing here. There's a key. I think it's setting us up with easy matches for now because it doesn't want to keep us waiting. But that is not going to be the case later. So experiment with using different items. Skeleton key unlocks up to 2 locks. So I can use that right now. Alright. Getting hit and standing still gives a time penalty. Killing monsters, opening chests, and running grants a time boost. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that means as far as gameplay yet, but we'll figure it out. This is a particularly difficult game to play and talk at the same time, actually, because it's really hard to do pattern recognition while also trying to look at the top of the screen and then come up with ways to talk. Run last until you run out of time. Run for as long as possible. Because, yeah, looking for stuff by itself is actually, it's pretty easy to do when you're being quiet. I want to get some wood, right? Get some rocks to match some stuff. Did I kill him? Wow, I thought I would have just died there. Match shields to increase your shield counter. Enemy attacks will reduce the shield counter instead of time. Okay, I think that makes perfect sense. So, shield. There's some keys, double keys. And then we've got a nice moment here of maybe some swords. There we go. No, that didn't register. How about some staves? Yeah. Match wood and stone to repair and upgrade your castle. Get gold by completing objectives. Get experience by killing monsters. That seems fairly straightforward. So really, it's taken all the cool things about RPGs and boiled them down into a match 3 game, which is actually a really original idea. I mean, like I said before, there's been a couple of games that have done it before, but they've never done it with this style of approach. So I think that's pretty cool, actually. Where is the way to do this? There's not an obvious way to do that. I don't know why I'm trying to match keys. I should be trying to match that. Sorry, I have a bit of a headache, so I'm also trying to fight that off at the same time. It's an overwhelming game. I wasn't expecting it to be this focus intensive. It is important to keep moving, so keep the board rich in swords, staves, and keys. Keep the board clear of wood and stone to make sure you're ready for anything. That sounds fair enough. So, I mean, you don't have a lot of downtime, it seems. Like, as soon as anything happens, you're already running toward another encounter with a monster. So I don't know how you're supposed to exactly fight that off, but there is our very first round done. And it's one of those types of games where everything you do builds on itself. And there's our humble score. So as we progress, we're going to unlock these different rooms. We're going to be able to upgrade our character to some extent using these resources and stuff. And, well, using the resources to open the rooms, upgrading the character with other stuff, I guess. Experience or gold or something. And that will in turn lead us to have a better run, which will also in turn lead to a higher score and someday freedom, apparently. So at the beginning, I assume there's probably not much to do other than just keep running and see if there's a good run ahead of us. Oh, that door seems to be sparkling now. So we've got a whole bunch of new ranks, or objectives rather, to get. Match 20 swords, use an item, perform 8 double matches. And there's a score multiplier, resource collection. I don't know what this is exactly trying to tell me here, but let's run the dungeon. So really, we want to just be looking for good matches, really. Like, that's the most important part. There's one key. Oh, I got 2 keys by accident there. There's another guy to hit. Looking for matches of 3 stuff. My eyes will eventually adjust. This is the pattern that tends to happen with this style of game. It takes a minute for me, and then all of a sudden I'll start to fall into the groove of it. And I'll start to see patterns that just become, like, readily apparent. And at first, that just isn't the case. Like, it takes a minute. You know, any of you out there who've played games like this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You just start to find the answers without looking so hard. And right now, transitional period, I suppose. I'm generally not bad at this style of game, but like I said, it's difficult to also narrate and play. There's a key that I can use. Oh, I can also get some wood out of it, too. And no, we're not going for cheap jokes today. Sorry. In case you were wondering. Yeah, the music's really nice. And unfortunately, you can't seem to make moves other than ones that will immediately get you to an end. So, like, you can't just reposition some tiles, otherwise that would probably be way too easy. So we got Swordmaster, we got 60 gold. We did not get Tinker or Double Matcher, unfortunately. And I guess our top score is just going to keep ticking up. I guess there's no cumulative score. So we can probably maybe open one of these doors. Let's see about that. Requires rank, which we've got. Repair cost 100 wood and 100 stone. We've got that, so repair it. What's in this dilapidated room? We've got a weight room. So I can spend 100 experience to grant bonus time when matching 5 in a row. I can take 150 to get plus 10. That seems like an obvious one to get. And then there's a number of better ones as we go down. You know, also kind of nice that we can play this game entirely just with the mouse. I mean, I know that's a silly thing to say because it's really not that important, but at the same time, it's kind of cool sometimes. You just feel like kind of kicking back and relaxing, and you don't want to get too intense. You want to just let things happen as they happen and just, you know, use one hand. What is this ball? Can I use this for something? Oh, it's just a dodge. Okay, it's a dodgeball. I can use that to smack one enemy. So it's like a carryable attack item, which sounds quite useful, actually. I didn't catch what that star was about. I probably should have. I guess some of this stuff is also going to be revealed experientially over time, which is fine. I have no problem learning games like this over time. In fact, I think it's probably the preferable way to do it, because if you're beat over the head with way too much information at the beginning, it's just going to result in you being kind of upset and frustrated. There doesn't seem to be any obvious sword match, but maybe there's a stave match? Not really. Can I match anything? This is the first totally stuck moment I've had, I think. There's 3 keys, but they're on opposite sides, so I can't do anything with them. Alright, there's something. Well, I lost, anyway. That was horrible. I used an item, though, so I get something out of it. So this is going to pretty much be the way that this game goes. We're just going to keep heading back into the dungeon until we get enough resources to keep unlocking more rooms and getting better upgrades and such. I can see this being extremely addictive. In fact, I think this is probably going to be my go-to time killer game for the next little while. Especially when you start getting cascades and stuff. When we start getting a bunch of bonus multipliers and all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening, that's like the best feeling ever. And if you played Bejeweled 3, you'll know, like, when you start getting serious cascades, it feels great. I know it's a silly thing, but you get such an endorphin rush from that. Doesn't even make sense. You didn't do anything. You just got lucky most of the time. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm not playing skillfully. I'm just getting lucky. The times when I have succeeded, which it's been minimal so far. What's up with this? Do I have to unlock another slot, maybe? And so what is up with the star? Is that like a wild card? I think it is actually a wild card. That makes sense. I'm not actually trying that hard right now. I'm trying to actually just... Oh, I could have just said run again. I don't know why I keep going back to this room. Well, I guess soon I could probably use some of my resources to upgrade my character. Maybe open up a new room. I'm a little bit of a fan of, like, grindy style games. I know that's not always the common popular belief amongst everyone, but yeah, I occasionally can get into that kind of gameplay. And you just keep putting in more time, getting little incremental progress. Eventually, you feel like you've accomplished something big over, you know, all adversity. And now I can't seem to find anything good to match. There's a backpack. That's not going to help me out of this, though. There's swords. There we go. But yeah, I could see this being a little bit of the grindy style game. So maybe you have to like that type of thing. And if you don't, that's fine. I don't expect everyone to. But, you know, this game is super cheap. I mean, it was like, what, $2 on iOS and $4, $5 on Steam. It was actually on sale for a few days. It may be still on sale by the time you see this, but I'm not sure about that. But this seemed like an easy buy. Like, I really didn't have to think about it at all. I mean, I'm a fan of addictive games. I'm a fan of retro-style games. I'm a fan of matched games. It all kind of came together for me. I know I've gone over this a number of times now, but I actually don't see myself stopping playing this anytime soon because it's just fun. You just want to get that rush of like one really good run and then see your high score go up. This would be the type of game that would be really well suited for a... Oh, we got a triple match there. Like a leaderboard with your friends. That way you can all compete to see who's getting the furthest, the fastest, I suppose. See, that was a two-stage maneuver there, so we had to get that sword ready to go, and then we got some experience. And we'll wait for that door, because that has a lock. See, yeah, we set that up. We're actually, I'm starting to think ahead now. It's really strange to divert your attention in so many directions. Oh yeah, that worked. Oh, get a double, perfect. One key and two keys. Oh, we got a whole bunch of crap there. It has a nice tactile feeling, too, when you break through the tiles. Oh, get it? Tactile. I didn't mean for that to happen. Everything's got a nice click to it. Everything feels good. Oh, I lost, yet I could still make that match. Like, way after I was done. That's interesting. So we got a new high score, just by a little bit. We've got a long way to go to 10 million. I keep having to check. I'm like, yeah, there's no commas here, so yeah, that's 10 million. I'm like really bad at reading all the zeros when they're stacked together like that. Can I use some resources on one of these other rooms now, perhaps? Might be interesting to see what I can do with that. Okay, I have the required rank. I do not have the required resources, however, so that is not going to be possible. What's this room? No, it's all going to be too expensive, so I guess I still have to do a few more runs before we can reach the next point, and that one's even higher than that. And down here, I assume these are going to be the highest. Or equally as high as that other. Okay, that's the highest one. So I guess we would start out here. So I should be able to get another attribute bonus. Matching wood and stone grants a small time bonus. That seems like a useful thing to have, but I need more experience. So I'm just going to have to grind for a while. And I'm not sure how many times you want to see me run this. Maybe I'll do one more. But I think by now you should hopefully have a good idea of what to expect from 10 million. So despite the wacky name, it actually has a pretty good basis for existing, or being called that, I mean. Sometimes that puts me off to a game, like if I have no idea what the hell the name means at all. And this was sort of one of those cases, but now that I've seen it in action, it actually makes perfect sense. And how silly of me to judge a book by its cover to that extent, right? Like, it's just a name. What's in a name? Well, a lot of preconceptions, for one thing. Oh, there seems to be at least 2 good matches there. Seems like they're throwing me more frequent matches now. I don't know if that's the case for real, though. 3 swords and 3 rocks, double match. Put some wood there. See, I need to get way more in the offensive capabilities department. So it seems like I'm just getting really overpowered. Alright, I didn't achieve anything on that one. So I guess we'll wrap this one up. Very cool game, easy to recommend. Really cheap, I mean, in terms of price. A well-done game. I think it's pretty polished for what it is. Granted, it's got to be your style, and I know that this isn't probably for everybody, but if you're like me and you enjoy some of these tropes and mash them all together, it seems like a no-brainer. But I will stop going around in circles now, because it seems like I've said that about 5 times. So that will do it. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. We'll do the abridged plugs today. indie-impressions.com. Give it a visit. Facebook.com/indieimpressions. Leave a like if you'd like to get every day's new video. And at RockLeeSmile on Twitter if you'd like to send me a message and say hey, because I would love to talk to you guys. The more the merrier when it comes to saying hi. So that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you come back again tomorrow for another awesome indie game. I will keep them coming, and I hope to see you back. So have a lovely night, and I will talk to you later.